lightning.
Yeah.
This is out in Casa Grande. Thanks to Arnold Ramirez Jr. for sending that one in. That's
Way to go,
good
Arnold.
shot.
Fantastic.
Should we go next and show you this one? Look at that, straight across the entire night sky.
This is North Phoenix, I'm told. Justin Bryant took this picture at Shaw Butte.
Okay, and that was all last night. You guys sent those in, so thank you very much for that.
So for a look at the damage this morning that these storms left behind, we're going live to the Lady in Red. Celeste Rodriguez out in Central Phoenix. Celeste?
Hey, good morning, you guys. As you kind of drive around Central Phoenix, you'll see little bits and pieces of areas on homes kind of torn off, thrown off, things like that by this storm that really whipped through the valley last night. Take a look here behind me, and you can see a little bit of that roof, and you can see how it was just torn off. Lots of APS trucks here. This home right on Thomas in between 15th Avenue and 19th Avenue. Take a look at the crews. We've seen truck after truck continue to drive in and drive out. They've completely shut down Thomas between 15th Avenue and 19th Avenue to get this situation under control. What we know now, I spoke with someone here at APS just real briefly moments ago. What they said is there are 5 steel power poles that they're putting up. So those 5 poles that went down were all wood poles. They were snapped right at the base, most of them, and just towered over some of the homes, including some of those lines. Obviously extremely dangerous for drivers, folks who live in this neighborhood, and then obviously putting out power to a lot of the homes here. Folks who live in and around this area have been left in the dark for 12+ hours now. And as you can imagine, as the afternoon starts to approach, it's just going to continue to get warmer and warmer, and the humidity, of course, a good chance that it will rise as well, which does not make it easy for folks without air conditioning. So those 5 steel power poles will go in. We're not sure on an exact time frame as of yet. I did ask, they said it'll take some time, but they're also starting to pull out some of the water and some of the gutters as well. We've seen some City of Phoenix trucks out here as well doing a little bit of that work. It seems now, though, as we've seen driven around Central Phoenix a little bit, there are still some lights, some traffic lights out. 15th Avenue and Thomas, that traffic light is out, and so just kind of taking their time, making sure that they get everything right. And we've seen just moments ago, we saw a family who packed up into a car, took off because they know that at least for today, this is going to be a tough time for their family. They just will not be able to stay home today. So let's hope that the power is restored pretty quickly right now.
Boy, I hope so.
Wow. Thanks, Celeste.
Celeste, thank you.
Yeah. Gosh, you know, I mean, what a day, what a thing to have to wake up to and have to
ordeal that you have to deal with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Beth, she's up next. Still has a tip of the day, despite.
And it is going to be a heck of a weekend. You know, we have got so many.
Oh, like at the bottom of the jar that you can't quite get out with the knife?
Yeah,
like not enough for a sandwich?
Do you ever buy mayonnaise at Costco? You put your hand in there and it gets all up to your wrist.
Same with the peanut butter jar, the Costco one. You're like, in the elbow. Okay.
Plus more storm damage reports.
We'll be right back.
And Mike, as you look back 10 years ago, and it was many years in the making, your film, I mean, how do you look at yourself as I mean, that's a story that really changed your life.
It changed my life, but I think it changed the course of American history. I'm seeing a lot of people now coming forward, famous authors and male documentary makers saying, we brought Warren Jeffs down. The truth of the matter is a handful of brave. I told their story. I didn't take any great risks. I merely told their story. The women in that documentary, and I liken it to Harriet Tubman with the Underground Railroad during the slave period. These are women who got out of that culture and said, we're not going to let our little sisters and brothers go through it. So they set up an Underground Railroad when nobody was doing anything. Prosecutors, cops, government officials, nobody was paying attention. And the women that we profile in this documentary started an American Revolution. I told their stories. They took all the risks. They're the heroes, and they're the stars of Colorado City in the Underground.
And I'm glad that maybe a new generation, a new audience is going to be able to get familiar with this story, and for the rest of us to revisit this with the screening of your film and the conversations that will evolve after it is shown again and discussed again. So thank you so much for including this dude and for including us and letting us preview this. Best of luck with it.
Thank you.
You will all be out there on Friday the festival.
You'll be there.
The weekend. We're going to make a party
He's
of it.
going to just be roaming around, so be on the lookout for Mike Walkus. We're going to put the information on the festival
Thank you very much.
on azfamily.com. Thank you both. April?
All right, we're going to start your weather forecast here with a live look outside on this.
Prompted a school shutdown, a community high school. Grant Community High School has been shut down. It's also disrupted a major commuter train line there. The Metro commuter rail service has been shut down. Again, this is a manhunt underway right now, Andrea, where a police officer has been shot. And they are looking for him right now. This is northern Illinois, the Fox Lake area. So we'll continue to keep everybody updated on this.
And then, Andrea, this morning we reported on this shooting in Atlanta. 3 cops responded to a 911 call. They went to the wrong house. One of the cops ended up in critical condition, still in the hospital recovering. So this is happening time and time again. We're hearing this in the news. It seems like daily now.
Yeah, and in New York, EMAC, we saw officers this spring shot point blank.
Yeah.
We've also heard a lot of anti-cop rhetoric coming out of Bill de Blasio's office here. I mean, he really has a hostile relationship. And just this morning, Ray Kelly was on another morning show on another channel, and he said, look, I feel like the hostility towards cops is very, very real. This is not a good place to be.
It is a really dangerous place for the country to be. This comes as the New York Times is reporting that at least 35 cities across the country have seen a serious spike higher in murders and violent crime. We're talking Milwaukee up 76%, St. Louis up 6%, Baltimore up 56%. Apparently, the Department of Justice is going to have an initiative about this this month. But, you know, I'll tell you something. I think it's a wake-up call for everybody across the country. We need our cops alive, and our hearts go out to the victims here and their families.
There's a lot of talk about rhetoric, and they say that this most recent killing was tied to the Black Lives Matter rhetoric. And when people have tried to say, even Governor Martin O'Malley, a Democrat, all lives matter, Dr. Abloh, he was booed and he had to apologize. So I want to ask you about the rhetoric. Does that influence people's behavior? I mean, are they just crazy to begin with and this inflames it? I mean, I'm not so willing to just say because there's anti-cop rhetoric, people are going and killing alone.
There are always people on the fringe. Right, and you don't want to do things that needlessly inflame them or push them over the edge. From the beginning of this administration, we've heard that this is a bad country. There's so much to apologize for. And then a double dose of negativity on police officers from this administration. And yeah, Mayor Bill de Blasio should be gone. But nonetheless, here's the bottom line. Now you have people saying, I don't have respect. If the president has no respect for the nation, its history, the goodness of its people, and seemingly no respect for law enforcement, why should I? I have justifiable rage. They can blame everything wrong in their lives on those fellows with badges.
And act on it.
Act on it and be heroes.
Oh, that's awful.
It's horrible.
It's very hard to be caught.
Where's Martin Luther King Jr.? You know, what would he say about all of this? When you have individuals that are protesting and saying, what do we want, dead cops and pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon? I can't imagine Martin Luther King leading a protest where he would encourage people to say that.
What does this do? If you're a cop, why do you want into that dangerous neighborhood? All right, we're going to continue to follow this manhunt in Illinois, and we will bring you new information as it comes in. We're also waiting to hear from police at the bottom of the hour. Plus, so much for thinking a Trump candidacy was helping the Republican Party, the escalating war of words between the Donald and Jeb Bush, and what this means for the 2016 presidential campaign. Plus, professors at one university are reportedly threatening students with poor marks, even a fat F, if they use words like male or female.
What?
The firestorm that this has created and the response from red-faced university officials. You got to hear it to believe it.
Phoenix cooks on Saturday, and then right now my plans to perhaps go to San Diego.
Oh,
we'll see how that goes.
But if you go on, if you got Phoenix cooks, so then you get out of there about Saturday afternoon, so then you fly over and then spend just a couple days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come back Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband was just there for 2 weeks. He just got back, so I got to talk him into going with me again. Yeah, but he said it was kind of hot over there, though.
Really?
Hot and humid.
Yeah. See, when it gets in the...
And then he got back here and it's like, tell me about hot.
Yeah, exactly. That's a reprieve.
In San Diego, when it gets in the 80s, like,
I know.
yeah.
That's warm for San Diego.
Yeah, well, the humidity, so.
Yeah. September seems to be a lot warmer than the early summer months there. Every time we used to go in September, I remember a couple of years ago, it was like 90 degrees, which is very, very warm for San Diego.
That's really, for San Diego, that's big time temperature.
It used to be.
October is beautiful.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it used to be that was the time you wanted to go to San Diego in late summer, early fall. September's turning out to be a warmer month.
Yeah.
I think this year was the first time in a long time where the water temperature in San Diego reached 70.
Wow.
Like 69, you know.
In fact, when I was there, they were warning people about the stingrays because of warm water was bringing them up. Yeah.
Oh, does the warm water bring in the stingrays?
Yeah, in fact, there was a warning on the board as you walked out to the beach saying, you know, out there, make sure you shuffle your feet, and then, of course, there were still people getting
stung.
Getting those stingers, yeah.
See, that's why I don't go in the ocean.
I know, me too. I want to wear my shoes.
I like to lay on that beach and stay there.
Yep, me too. I agree. It's just, I don't like not being able to
It has to be like Caribbean water where it's warm and it's like water and you can see down below.
Right.
And then I'll go in it. Other than that,
you don't want to take your kids to the beach because, you know, your kids will love the beach. They love the sand. They love to make the sand castles and the buckets and all that. But the thing is, they want to run in the water.
I know
and
they do.
When they run in the water, you can go in after them.
I know.
And that's why we never go.
I know.
I'm not going in the water.
And it's freezing cold. And the cold, just like the heat, the heat doesn't affect kids, nor does the cold.
No,
nothing bothers them.
The cold does not bother them.
No, they're chattering and they're freezing, but they don't care.
Yeah.
No. They'll eat a sandwich, you know, they don't care.
And then
everything is fun.
If you go to like Mission Beach, for example, like a lot of people do, you know, you get all that salt on your body and you want to come in and take that shower over there by the lock. I heard they turn the showers off.
Really?
Yeah, because they're conserving water.
Oh, well, that would make sense for California, yeah.
Well,
so then you gotta go all sandy and salty to your hotel.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well,
do we have time for the day?
The mayonnaise jar one. What do we do with mayonnaise jar?
All right, here we go.
Mendes 3 TV.
That is so important to start your day off the right way. You can't be hungry. You would never be able to focus in class. Thank you, Tanya.
Hey, by the way, we are waiting for Mayor Stanton, Phoenix Mayor. He is going to hold a press conference here coming up in just about 15 or so. We're going to carry it live. He's talking about all the storm damage, especially
the impact.
downtown Phoenix and around the city.
Right.
So we'll take that live.
Yes, we'll update you as soon as that's happening. We will tune in. +8family.com. Word of the day. In the meantime, it's pepper. You can enter that word for.
Shake it up with that mayonnaise.
Built to prevent war and make sure that the world is peaceful because no one will change.
It's vinegar and olive.
Las calles Garfield y Van Buren. Las obras son subsidiadas por la ciudad de Phoenix y Salt River Project. Y activistas pro-inmigrantes realizarán una protesta en frente a las oficinas de ICE para intentar detener la deportación de un hombre inmigrante indocumentado a Guatemala. Esta vez le tendremos los detalles. Siga en sintonía. Nos vemos más adelante.
Buenos días.
No, in like a salad.
Well,
or in general.
Or in a vinaigrette. In a vinaigrette.
Like in a red wine, olive
put
oil.
it in the mayonnaise.
It probably would be good in the mayonnaise, actually.
Would be.
Think of Andrea in a mason jar.
I got a lot of mason
you put
jars.
a lot of olive oil in your mason jars.
No, I measure it out 1 teaspoon.
Oh, you're more disciplined than I am.
Well, I'm trying.
All right, have a great day.
Bye, Beth. Have a great day.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Why don't you hand it over to me?
Okay.
Because one of our top digital journalists